with figuring out what a flagrant 2 was in Minnesota. What has the last 48 hours been like for you?
Been working with the team to come back after a loss, taking care of my body, watching film, being locked in at practice. Simple as that.
Victor, your start tonight, how much of that was concerted, looking to get going early, and how much of that was within the flow of the way the game started?
I think it's super important for us, the way we start a game, because it sets the tone. Now the challenge is to do it for 48 minutes.
Yeah, whether it was stemming from the flagrant 2 or not, something Devin said at shoot-around this morning was that the Spurs were going to need to upset Vic to come out tonight to, get this win. Mitch called it more of a mature Vic. I'm just curious if there's either one of those that you prefer, maybe another word. Just,
Feel like they ain't mutually exclusive, so I'm looking for both.
Victor, after having time to reflect, would you have done things differently? Did you have any regrets about the elbow? Just reflecting on, after having time to reflect.
I mean, it was 2 games ago. It's the playoffs. I was focused on the game today, and now I'm focusing on the game in Minnesota in 3 days. It's the playoff. We got to move on, and I got to care about my team.
Victor, obviously, when they would grab you, hit you, whatever, you appeared frustrated in the past. But tonight, it seemed like it didn't faze you anymore. Like there was a point where Io early in the game was coming over to you saying something. You just kind of seemed to laugh it off. Like, do you feel like after maybe getting that release, the physicality doesn't faze you in the same way anymore, and you're more used to it?
Yeah, I feel like the rage baiting would have been maybe one of the strategies. So I feel like we need to stay composed as a team.
Vic, just how much were you itching to just get back on the court after what happened in Game 4?
Sorry?
How much were you just itching to get back on the court?
Very, very much. I mean, I was fresh, feeling good, but honestly, it's hard to tell if it was just Game 5. Obviously, I'm gonna be excited. I'm gonna have butterflies, So excitement is not something abnormal at this point in the playoffs.
The effort from your team defensively tonight and throughout the playoffs, how would you put that into words?
The defensive effort?
Yes.
I would say it's an area where you need to be willing to do it and to do the sacrifices and to do the extra effort. And it's been working pretty well. We can get better. But when we're locked in and apply the scouting, we're really, really good.
And what role or how much credit do you give Sweeney for what you guys have become defensively?
Oh, I mean, all of it.
Victor, there's a viral video of you going around arriving back in San Antonio, and Coach Pop is waiting for you at the airport, and you look very attentive to what he's saying. Not asking you to give away anything private, but what does it mean to you knowing that Coach Pop was waiting for you at the airport after such an emotional game? And was there something from that conversation, whether it was a lesson, a message, or tone that stayed with you heading into tonight's game or in tonight's game?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I'm not going to leak anything he said, obviously, but he maybe wanted to, make a statement or make his talking even more impactful by being there. But he gives feedback and talks to us regularly, throughout series, throughout games. So, as always, when he speaks, everybody listens.
Not sure, Tommy. We tried. No, I got to watch the film back. I thought that we played with appropriate, which is hard to do, as we've learned in the first 10 games, that we played with the appropriate fear, discipline, execution, physicality, poise. And I thought we had it from an array of people tonight, and it was really good to see. And we needed everybody because at different moments of the game, different guys stepped up.
One of those guys obviously was Keldon, best game of the playoffs. What did you see from him?
As simple as it sounds, it just felt like he was being himself. He wasn't trying to do something or trying to be anything. He just played with energy. And as he's shown in his career, and most specifically this year, when he plays with that type of energy, the basketball finds him. He's in the middle of plays. He's in, gang rebound situations where there's multiple people, and he's a catalyst for that energy and that physicality and that dynamic of our team, and we need it.
Devin told us at shoot-around this morning that he expected to see upset Vic tonight coming out. Was that kind of an example of what upset Vic looks like, or at least determined Vic?
Yeah, I don't know what the word was. I think the one thing the one word I'd like to use just mature. I think there was a lot that's happened in the last 48 hours in the last game, and I think how that young man came out tonight and played in a variety of ways, in a variety of situations, not just in terms of his production, was extremely mature.
And then defensively, start to finish, what did you think about the performance? Another sub 100-point game in the playoffs for you guys.
I thought we did a good job of having resistance early in the clock. They've shown as the series got on, they've tried to play faster at times, and they're tough when they get downhill. And I think when we've had better starting spots, more connectivity at the start of possessions, I think it's really helped us be on a string and be organized and connected defensively. And that helps you out when they have so many guys that get downhill and thrive at getting momentum in space.
Were De'Aaron and Dylan close to not playing, or was it a tough call at all? Or
it was close because I didn't know when I walked in the building if they were going to play. It was real. And I thought for that young rookie and De'Aaron, who hardly misses games ever, for those two guys to have performances like that was as strong as a statement for us in that locker room as victors. Different circumstances and obviously different attention from the external, which we understand, but for what those two guys did and when we know where they're at and what we needed, it's a big-time performance.
This series from both sides where leads are built and leads evaporate and it turns into a dogfight. I think y'all entered the fourth quarter up 18 and it never dropped below 11, went up as many as 29. What did you make of their response and not letting that lead slip away or, any part of the game get away from them?
Yeah, we had a few times where, and some of their runs also felt like we might have just missed a shot or two and it snowballed a little bit and we just didn't stay with it quite enough. And then whether they made a couple shots because they're a hell of a team and they're going to make shots, or we allowed it to seep in just even a little bit. That's how fast leads can evaporate. I thought we had a couple times tonight where we kind of drew the line and said enough was enough, whatever that meant. Sometimes that's making a shot. Sometimes that's setting the right screen. Sometimes that's blocking your guy out so your teammate can get a rebound. But there's a lot of little things that go into stopping runs and starting runs. And I think the more that we continue to commit to all of that, it'll really help us out.
Coach, during the playoffs, the emotions seem to be a lot more prominent, especially within the last 48 hours. So how do you coach emotional discipline without taking away the edge of what makes a player special?
You're referring to Victor, or in general?
In general, or Victor as well.
I think that our team has been even in these playoffs, a lot of different situations, and we played without Victor, and Victor's come back, while missing a game or part of a game. And I think our group is very secure with where we're at and who they are. And I think when you have that with the level of fearlessness, you know, you may be lacking in some things like experience or in reference points in terms of what you're walking through, but we're very comfortable with who we are and where we're at, and we're going to continue to just try to lean into our habits and our